everyone, and as I promised, we are going to learn how to use Arduino with motor driver module, that red circuit that you have seen in our previous videos. So before we start directly wiring, I have just opened my Tinkercad, the first software that we were using, and in Tinkercad we don't have that exact red circuit. We have this L298 IC. So you might get confused. That is why I have downloaded few images in our Arduino programming folder right here, and let me open first one just like this here. So this is exactly, I'm not going to remove the credit, this picture is taken from that website, and this right here is your L298 motor driver module, L298N, and this right here in the center is that IC that we are actually using. It's a little different module, but this IC is actually an edge bridge motor driver, and you will connect this IC like this. You are looking exactly how you use this IC, this module. You will connect your wires from this block terminals, open the screws, connect these wires, connect your jumper wires, and your circuit is completed. Bingo, now you can use that. So this is how you connect your wires physically in real world. Now let's look at the second image we have. This is a pin out. Yeah, this is the pin diagram. This is how you actually use it. From Arduino you will connect these 4 wires like 5, 6, 7, 8, or you can connect other wires, and I will recommend connecting those wires they have PWM symbol 3, 5, 6, 9, 10. These are the wires that I will recommend you should use from these selected wires 3, 5, 6, 9, 10. Yes, these are the PWM pins. So you will connect these wires with jumper wires to this motor driver module. These wires will send the message. Now the last 2 wires, the left one, these 2 wires will control these motors, and the other 2 wires will control these motors. So these right wires will control the motors connected with these terminals, and this left wire will control motors of these terminals, and these 3 terminals are basically your power input from the battery. So from your battery, the first one is voltage input. You can connect up to 24 volts safely with this terminal, and even 36 volt if you want to go with that, but that's unsafe. So you can connect up to 24 volt with this first terminal, like 9 volt battery, 12 volt battery, or 5 volt input, or different batteries in series. You can connect your batteries here. And the ground, this the center one is ground, so obviously a battery has positive and negative terminals. So you will connect the positive terminal in the first one, negative terminal in the second one, and the third one is actually 5 volt, and that 5 volt will be connected with V in of your Arduino to power your Arduino. Now you don't have to power your Arduino from computer, you can power your Arduino from motor driver module. It will run on its own, your robot will move on its own. You don't have to connect any wire externally, it will move via battery. So this is a pretty handy motor driver. This motor driver has some regulators, some capacitors, some reverse, some flywheel diodes. So it's a perfect package for beginners. This is L298 and motor driver module. Now if we use only this IC, we can use that as well. And in order to use that IC, I am going to Tinkercad again. Let me open my Tinkercad, and we can connect our IC here. Now when you hover your mouse on different pins of IC, you can see which pin, what is the function of each pin. So again you need to connect your wires. The first one is power 1. So power 1 will be connected with your battery. So let's take battery right here, battery, and we have this right here. This is 9 volt battery. Alright, so let's take this 9 volt battery. Let's rotate this motor driver module something like this. Connect your battery like this here, and we should have a motor. So let's take a motor. Let's write motor here, and yes, we have our motor now. Okay, so these are the components that we are going to use in this class. You can use this IC L293, this is L293, and you can use L298 and motor driver. Now let's take the positive wire to this power 1. So let's take this wire from here, 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 and connect it with power. Connected the first one, then we have enable 1 and enable 2. Enable will be connected with 5 volt. Alright, so let's take enable here, 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 Okay, so in that L298N module you don't need enable wires, but if in this you have enable wires, but they are already connected with 5 volt. In this module you have to connect this wires with 5 volt of your Arduino in this IC. Now this one is input 1. Input 1 will be connected with any digital pin, as I told you, to send the signal to Arduino. So I am going to connect it with pin number 3. Okay, then we have output 1. Output 1 will be connected with let's change the color of wires now. Alright, so let's take it to something like purple. Then take the wire here and connect it with your motor. So output 1 is connected with motor. Then we have ground, and you know where to connect the ground. Ground will be connected with ground. So let's take this ground to something like this here and change the color to black. Okay, then we have again ground. We already have connected ground. Then we have output 2. So let's change the color to purple again, purple, and take the output 2 from there. Output 1 and output 2 are connected with motor, DC motor. We have output 3 right here, output 3 and output 4, and output 3 output 4 will be can be assigned to second motor. You can connect two different motors with this IC, and same for L298 module. So as you have seen in the line following robot, we have two motors, a left one and right one. So you can connect both motors with one L298N module. So I have connected this one is ground. No, not ground. Let's take it to something like, yes, output 2. Yes, now it's connected with output 2. Alright, I've connected it with output 2 now again. Now we have input 2. Let's take input 2 and connect it with something like pin number 5. Alright, and change the color to something like green. So we have input 1 and input 2 to Arduino, output 1 and output 2 your motor. Then we have power 2. Power 2 can be connected with 5 volt of your Arduino again. Let's connect it with here and connect it with Arduino. And then we have enable 3 and enable 4, and enable can be connected again with 5 volts. So let's take it to enable the motors. You need to connect your enable pins to 5 volt. Then we have input 3. We are not going to use input 3, output 3, again ground, input 4 and output 4. If we want to use the second motor, then we can use input 3 and output 3. Okay, we have to connect the ground. So let's connect the ground here again. So we have to connect the ground of our IC with battery. So I have connected the ground here. Now our circuit is completed. This was the whole wiring. Obviously it can be little confusing. You can rewind it. You can read the documentation about the pin diagram, and you can connect your wires accordingly for motor driver module. Now motor will not rotate automatically. We have to program it. We have to program it that if we send signal to pin number 3, that means motor will run in one direction. If we send signal to pin number 5, motor will run in another direction. So let's go to code, go to text and continue, and right here I am going to write pin mode. Hopefully you can see my screen. I am going to place myself something like this here, or this will be better. Yes, pin mode 3 output, pin mode 5 output, and then here I am going to write something like digital write 3 high, digital write 5 low. So if I make 3 high and 5 low, motor will run in one direction. If I make 5 high and 3 low, motor will run in another direction. So if I click on start simulation, wait for a minute. Now as you can see, yes, motor is rotating. You can see clearly motor is moving with minus 143 rpm. Let's stop the simulation and shuffle the pins. Pin number 5 high and pin number 3 low. Now let's check. Now it's moving in another direction. You can rewind the video. You can check that it was moving in the right direction. Now it's moving in the left direction. Previously it was minus 143 rpm. Now it's 143 rpm. Similarly, we can also make it stop and move again and again. So I can stop the simulation and I can add a delay of 1000. Then I can change the condition after 1 second. Let's make 3 high and 5 low and again delay for 1 second. Now it is going to change the direction after every 1 second. Let's upload the code, and now as you can see, it's moving in one direction, then moving in another direction. Moving one direction, minus 123, 143, 143, minus 143 and 143. We can make it stop and run after 1 second. So let's stop the simulation and make this high to low. Click on start simulation. It will stop, then run. It will stop, then run. Everything is working fine, and this is how you can run your DC motors that we have seen in our previous classes using Arduino. We have discussed the code and we have connected our motor. In summary, you can say that you will connect your 4 pins from the Arduino to the motor driver, and each 2 pins will control the direction of one motor if you have done all the connections properly. And you can move forward with something like, if you receive the message from Bluetooth, then you can apply some directions to the motor and so on. That's it for this class. I have planned to add more classes to this course. I will try to update this course with more projects. I will try to integrate different types of modules that we have discussed in previous classes and combine those modules to build some projects. That's my plan for future, and I will add those classes right in this course. If you have already purchased this course, you don't have to worry about that. I will keep adding more classes in future. If you are confused with anything, drop down your comments in the discussion tab or in the notes tab. I will be there to answer your questions. You can message me. Good luck for future. Happy learning. This is Shafad Ahmad, and I am signing off from this Arduino and robotics course. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. Hopefully you have learned something new from this course. Goodbye and see you in another course.